Hey there, gang. So today I want to talk to you about Larrivée guitars. I first heard about Larrivée many years ago, as probably most of you have, but I never got to really try one until about 2 years ago. I was helping Bob Olson move out of his last apartment into their new dwelling, and I was helping him sell some gear, get ready. He had a lot of old gear from back in the Motown days. And his wife came out and she handed me this case and she said, "Hey, see what you want to do with this one." And I'm like, "Well, what's this?" And she's like, "Oh, it's a Larrivée I picked up like 25, 30 years ago when we lived in San Francisco." And I opened it up and played it and I was like, "Wow, this is really, really good. Let me take it home and see what it's worth, and I'll put it up on one of the, online retail shops, Reverb, eBay, whatever, what have you." And then the more I got to play it, I was like, "Oh my God, this guitar is a really special guitar." And this is that guitar. It's a full mahogany back and sides Larrivée D3. And it's magnificent. I mean, obviously it's broken in, it's, been around for a while, but it's not beat up. I had a James May pickup put in it, but then I had this idea that I was gonna also run it through pedals, so I had a Fishman Rare Earth with the microphone put in. That's kind of superfluous because the James May sounds great. It's got a clear pick guard. I don't know if you can see the clear pick guard with the glare from the light, but there's a clear pick guard. Most importantly, it sounds amazing. I mean, thick and rich and punchy, but not spiky. I mean, it's beautiful. And a very special thing about this guitar is this guitar was set up by Neil Young's guitar tech, Larry Craig, because he was the guy that you went to in San Francisco when Bob and Ellen lived there. So there was no way I was selling this one. In fact, I loved it so much, I was like, I gotta get another one. But they're very hard to find, these whole mahogany, full mahogany, the dark mahogany D3s from that time period. In fact, I searched for months and I hadn't seen any come up on Reverb or eBay. There were some mahogany ones, but they were the lighter ones, and I believe those came from a later era. So I was like, I gotta find another one of these. Well, it didn't happen. But in searching for the mahogany one, I found this that was for sale by a friend of mine who makes guitar pedals, and he had put it up on Reverb. So of course, since I bought guitar pedals from him in the past, I said to him, I wrote him an email and said, "Hey man, how much would you take for that?" And he made me a pretty sweet deal. This is not a full mahogany. It's got a spruce top, but mahogany back and sides. It's the L03, whereas the other one was the D03. This is the L03. And it had seen some better days. I mean, he didn't beat the crap out of it, but again, these are 25 to 30-year-old guitars, and it had some dings and a big chunk here taken out of it before he had it. Has the pickup system already built into it. Let me stop here and tell you that one of the best things about the Larrivée company is that if you buy an old guitar, even used, and go register it at their website, they will give you a deal. They will give you a special discounted deal on a replacement drop-in pickup system that fits right there. So that's what I did. I wrote to them. I said, "Hey, this pickup doesn't really sound so great." And they were like, "Oh, no, that's the old one. That one's like 25 years old. we'll send you a new one and we'll, give you a special discount on it, and it'll just drop right in and it'll be much better. Boom, I did that. Better. Slips right in there. And the only difference between this and the DO3, besides that this is more of an auditorium shaped body, is it has a 1 3/4 neck, whereas the other one is like a typical dreadnought. It's 1 11/16. But because of the way Larry Craig set up that other one, it feels wider with the string spacing. And that DO3, by the way, that's the lowest action I've ever had in a guitar without buzzing. Amazing. So yeah, so this is 1 3/4. Maybe a little bit more bottom. I know it's going to be hard to tell through the camera mic. Let's switch back to the other one. So more mid-range in this, more bottom and body in this, but still punchy because of the mahogany. And I've found that mahogany guitars tend to record better. I know for sure they amplify better on stage because there's not as many overtones. Like when you play rosewood guitars, they're a little bit more complex, and you can get them to amplify well, but I've found that mahogany guitars amplify better, and specifically the smaller the body, the better too, but that's for another day. So I had some work done on this. I had Roger at Modman do a complete reset up of the guitar, fretwork, the whole deal. But then we started noticing that the bridge was coming off, so he re-glued that. So it's beautiful now. But I couldn't stop there. I dropped a line to Jean Larrivée, and Jean Larrivée's son, John Jr., runs the company now from Los Angeles. And I said, hey man, I found these guitars, they're amazing. Put the new pickup in the LO3, I'm loving this. Like you guys, I had no idea, I played a ton of other high-end guitars over the years, but shockingly, so I looked up the price on the DO3, and that roughly goes for $900, $1,000. I got the LO3, the mahogany with the spruce top for $1,000. And new, they don't go for that much money. They're a high-end guitar, but they're not super expensive. And I told John Larrivée Jr., I said, hey, these are fantastic. I had no idea. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. And he's like, well, he goes, do you want another guitar? And I'm like, yes, please. He's like, how would you like a new one? And I said, okay. So he's like, listen, if you like the LO3 with mahogany and spruce, let me send you one with rosewood and spruce with the new pickup in it. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, it'll be brand new, so it's going to need a few weeks to settle down. It still thinks it's a tree, but let me send you this, which is the rosewood and spruce with the pickup LO3 model. And this has a different sound too, but still great. So you can hear they all vary a little bit. This is a little punchier on the high end because of the new spruce. A little more complex in the middle. and maybe less defined than the mahogany LO3 on the bottom, but there is bottom. It's just not a snappy bottom, it's a fuller bottom. So just amazing guitars. I'm so impressed. So anyway, next time you're looking for a new guitar, and take this from somebody who, I've played Martins, I've played Santa Cruz, I've played Collings, I've played every high-end guitar, bought every high-end guitar over the last 30 plus years, spent a lot of money on this stuff. I'm not kidding. Larrivée guitars, to me, are the best deal. Yes, you can spend more money. Yes, you can get a custom shop instrument for thousands and thousands, $6,000, $7,000. But for an excellent working class, working man, working woman's guitar to get out, get up on stage and play confidently and sound fantastic, and then yet take it into the studio and have no problem competing with any other guitar without breaking the bank, I can't see a better choice than Larrivée. I really can't. I've tried budget guitars, I've tried the most expensive guitars, and these I mean, I'm using them in the studio every day. Certain songs call for this one, certain songs call for the mahogany LO3. I tend to keep the mahogany LO3 in, double drop D or dadgad, and the dreadnought I keep in standard. This one I can put in anything, it doesn't really matter. But each one has its own flavor, so depending on the song, I can switch off. Point is, it doesn't matter that they're not $7,000 or $6,000 or $5,000 each. You don't have to spend that kind of money to get a guitar that will stand out and do the job correctly in the studio, but also on stage. I'm blown away. It's taken me months to make this video because I wanted to make sure before I told you all, because I take my gear seriously, as you know. But I mean, Larrivée guitars, they're pretty unbelievable. I don't think you can go wrong and you won't go broke. Take care.